This is a recording of the land developer strategy inside of Capitalism Lab in the latest beta 6.1.11. To demonstrate what's going to happen, we'll just create a new game and just pause the game straight away. Okay, so what we're going to do is find an isolated building, something like this building over here. It can be almost any type of building. Ideally, if it is commercial or something like that. And what we're going to do is buy up the land around it, place our new building next to it, and then sell the land to get back money. Now this works best in the high land areas, so real wage rate, Copenhagen. This one will actually work better. And this will be fine right here. So these are apartment blocks. Actually, it'd be even better if it's a commercial block. We got a commercial building. No, this will do right over here. So these two apartment blocks. What we're going to do is buy this space right here, and then buy the space around it, and see what happens. So if we have a look at the price, it's around about $1 million for the land itself. But you'll notice that if we drop over into here, 1.4 million, 1.6 million for these blocks around here, 1.8 million, 1.3. And the difference is because these other buildings are interacting together. So when two buildings are interacting with each other, and that's within 4 tiles of each other, the price goes up accordingly. Now on this side, these ones aren't interacting with anything at the moment. So if we buy and place a block here, it will then increase the price of any other spare land that's more than 4 tiles away. 1, 2, 3, 4. So inside of here. So what we're going to do is buy this land. Now we only have $10 million to start off with. What we're going to do is just borrow just a little bit more money to get started. So this just gives us a bit more extra disposable income. So our starting point is going to be 20 million. So that's going to be our starting point. So around about $4 million worth of land. I'm just going to buy some extra land. I'll buy these 2 blocks here just to demonstrate, and these ones over here too just to demonstrate, and some further this way. 1.6, so let's still get one more. There we go. No, I might have been a little bit greedy there. Yeah, 430. I need to sell that block off. Okay, so if we have a look at the net gain of our land, market value around about $1 million for the block that we had, and it was $4 million for that. These ones 973, 989, more or less $1 million, and you can see that the gain at the moment is still sitting at 0. What we're going to do is now introduce a retail store. It can really be almost any building, just a normal small 2x2 works well. Now, so we've bought a building, we own the land underneath. If we have a look at these blocks, you can see that there is a net gain of 18, 19%, 20%, 20%, and this is immediate gain because it is still on January 2nd. You'll notice though that these blocks over here are at 0 because this building is interacting with that building. This one already had its price set, and so when we've purchased it, and now we have 3 buildings interacting with that one land plot, the price isn't impacted any further. So all of these ones here that were further away from the buildings, and so this building here is isolated, all of these ones give instantaneous profit. Once again, this building has actually been interacted with this building, and so these ones don't give any profits. What we can do though is sell off this land and this land. And you can see that all of this is going to make instant profits. Let's just sell off the lot. Okay, so we started off at 20 million. We've got our 450,000 store, and we've got $4 million worth of land underneath there, and we have a cash reserve of 17 million. So in other words, we've bought $4 million worth of land and a store, so 4.5 million, and we've only had to spend 3 million for that. And let's just confirm that in our financials. So 430,000 as a business asset, 4.7 million as land. That's including the increase in price from the land that we already owned. So we purchased it for 4 million. It's now gone up to 4.7, and we have a cash reserve of 17. So our total assets at the moment is 22.2 million. So we've actually made 2.2 million instantaneously. Now, capitalism doesn't allow you to borrow against those new assets immediately. But that said, if we just wait a day, so I've just done pause. Now it's on to January 3rd. We can now actually borrow against that. So we had around about $2.3 million worth of additional assets, and we can actually borrow against that for another $2.3 million of loans. Okay, so this one, even though it's somewhat exploitative, we're still actually going backwards. Like we're actually borrowed money back, and we've got 19.3 million. There are some extra spaces though. Let's see if we can find something like an airport. Airports. Here we go. So we're going to do the same technique. Say there's one building isolated by itself. So all of this space around here has potential land increases as long as it interacts with another building. So what we're going to do is just buy up land. Just in here will be fine. 3. A little bit more. Okay, no, we'll need to actually just have enough to build. Okay, so we've bought land. We've got 1.2 million left over. Add a convenience store into that one. So we're owning the land underneath, and you can see that we have 54% profits. So purchase cost 863,000, sell price 1.3 million for all these land. You'll also notice that it degrades as it goes further and further away from the primary building, whichever is the most expensive. So 54%, 41%, 27%. So buying close to a building and buying the immediate vicinity, as close as possible to the borders of the most expensive building, accrues the best profits. Let's sell off the land that we purchased and bring in all that profits. Now we start off with 19.5 million. We now have 20.5 million in the bank. So we've purchased a block. We've purchased all that land underneath there, which was around about 800,000 by 4, so that's 3.6 million. Put a retail store on top of that, so another 420,000. So we're talking $4 million. But our cash reserves went up by about $1 million and so we've made $5 million in that one sale. Now this is a problem though. If our cash has gone up, it means that we can rinse repeat this and just make money instantaneously. We've really only done that. We've made that $1 million back in 0 days. And let's just confirm that. Let's have a look at our financial position. We now still own the 2 blocks of land, so the one under each store. We own the 2 stores. Net assets at 31 million, and our cash is back up to 20 million. Let's confirm again. So we'll just use the rest of the airport. There will be unexploited space over here. Once again, what we can do as well is just let the game run for a day. And if we wanted to, we can actually leverage those new assets by borrowing money. Okay, so our new starting point, 27.1 million. So in this case we should have enough now to be able to buy a fair chunk of this around this airport. Wow, still not quite enough. We'll need to sell one of these back. Okay. Once again, just plonk down any building to actually release all of these ones. 41%, 23%, 42%. Okay, and sell back all the land. So our starting point at 27 million, we're now 28.1 million. So once again, we've made $1 million profit instantaneously in terms of cash reserves, and we also have a store, and we have the land underneath that. So once again, if we just compare our financials, we're up to 43 million. So we started off with a initial cash reserve of 10 million. We've borrowed to take it to 20 million. We still have our loans here to take off our current assets, but you can see that our initial starting point of 10 million, we've made 14 million profit in the first 4 days.